John Becker here in the newsroom, briefly interrupting live programming because we have a breaking news story. Apparently there has been a serious incident at University of Tennessee, but our own Jason Williams is on the scene. Jason, what can you tell us has happened?
As of right now, we've got units on location right now from a couple different places. Apparently a tanker tipped over and spilled. 20,000 gallons of trichloroethylene were in the tanker. Most of it is still in the tanker, but some of it has leaked out, some of it's evaporated into gas, some of it's still in liquid form. There's about 12 officers that are in hazard suits walking around the location. Some streets have been blocked off on campus from Pat Head Summit to, can't think of the other one.
Okay, when you say a tanker, are we talking about a tanker truck or one of these, there's a rail yard over there, is it one of the rail cars?
It's one of the rail cars, I believe.
Okay. And so we don't know yet what buildings have been evacuated or any precautions being taken?
No report on injuries or closed buildings have been reported yet.
Okay. Thank you. We'll be checking back moments from now.
Thank you.
John Becker once again interrupting programming. We have more information on that spill at the University of Tennessee, and our own Brooke Aycock is there. Brooke, what's happening?
Hi guys, I'm here at the CSX yard right next to campus where the tanker on a siding is tipped over. The reason behind the accident is reported to be a track that failed under the car. The tanker contained 20,000 gallons of tricycline and it is starting to leak out, and some of the students that's all I have. I don't even know.
Okay. Now, do we know how many has anyone been injured in this book?
Yes, there were 2 injuries. I don't know. I didn't have a chance to write everything down I needed to write.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure if I just needed to write notes or if I need to actually write out
we will be checking back with you for more information on this breaking story, Brooke. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is it okay if I read it off this?
John Becker here, reporting live for WBIR, interrupting regular programming because we have more on that tanker spill of a dangerous substance at the University of Tennessee. Our own Yasmin Salimi is there. Yasmin, what's going on?
Well, I'm standing at Volunteer Boulevard on the University of Tennessee campus where a tanker car on a siding has tipped over. The tanker contained about 20,000 gallons of trichloroethylene, and a significant amount has leaked out. Some of the spillage has become gas, but most of it is still liquid in liquid pools on the ground. Sand is being used to absorb the substance. 2 rail workers and 4 students have been taken to the University Medical Center and are being treated for exposure to the toxic chemicals. They are said to be in fair condition. Back to you.
Now, Yasmin, do we know anything about this chemical, what it is, what it does? No.
I don't know.
Okay. All right, well, we'll look into that and we'll try to get more for our next report. Thank you, Yasmin.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. John Becker, once again, we're interrupting live programming to bring you the latest on that toxic spill at the University of Tennessee. Our own Charles Duggins is at the scene. Charles, what can you tell us?
I'm here on Neyland Drive where firefighters are responding to a tanker car that has tipped over off a siding in a CSX yard across the street from the UT Rec Center. The tanker, which contains 20,000 gallons of trichloroethylene, spilled over when the track beneath it apparently failed. 2 rail workers and 4 students were taken to the University Medical Center in response to exposure to the toxic chemicals. The 2 workers who were injured are James Jones, 41, and Frank Beeman, 52. Jones being a CSX worker and Beeman a rail supervisor. Most of the chemical remains in the tanker, but some of it has become gas and some has become liquid pools, which the firefighters are combating by trying to dry up with sand.
Now, do we know anything about this chemical, what it is, what it does?
At the moment, we do not. We just know the name, trichloroethylene.
Okay, well, we'll look into that further, and we'll be checking back soon. Well, we're checking in once again, interrupting live programming. I'm John Becker here in the newsroom. And at the scene is Cody Behel. And Cody, it sounds like some sort of toxic spill. Is that what we're dealing with?
Yes, John.
And what can you tell us about it?
There was a spill on the railroad outside of the Student Rec Center at the University of Tennessee. And it's a spill of a substance called trichloroethylene.
Do we know anything about this substance, what it is, what it does?
Well, the effects on the human body can be anywhere from a depression of the central nervous system, or if you have prolonged exposure, It can even mess with your heart and cause electrical charges that can disrupt the beat of a person's heart.
Do we know of any injuries, any persons who were exposed to this?
Yes, there were 2 rail workers, a rail worker and a rail manager that were hurt, or that were sent to the UT Medical Center, and also 4 students that were sent there.
Okay. And do we have any updates on conditions or names or anything like that?
Everyone's in fair condition except for one student by the name of Curtis Hodges, a senior at UT, who is in critical condition at this time.
Okay, John Becker, once again, we're interrupting live programming to bring you the latest on that toxic spill out at the University of Tennessee. Our own Andrew Hamilton is there. Andrew, what can you tell us about what's happening?
Well, the 4 UT students, Curtis Hedges, 22, senior, Katie Bender, 19, sophomore, Hasesh Amir, 26, grad student, and Jennifer Campbell, a junior, have been taken to the hospital as reported earlier, and now UT has decided that it will evacuate immediately T-Rex and nearby buildings, including the transportation services and the facility services building.
Okay. Now, do we know anything about the substance to which they've been exposed?
We do not have any information on the substance that the students have been exposed to yet. All we know as of now is that they're in fair condition.
Okay, we'll be checking back later. Thank you for being out there, and I'm sure you have more info for us.
No problem, Mark.
Okay, John Becker here. Once again, we're interrupting live programming you to bring you the latest on that toxic spill at the University of Tennessee. Our own Emily Chastain is out there. Emily, what can you tell us?
I'm standing near Volunteer Boulevard and Fraternity Park on the University of Tennessee campus. Earlier today, a truck containing 200,000 gallons of trichloroethylene tipped, leaking a significant amount of the dangerous substance. Sand is being used to absorb the liquid pools, but some has converted into gas. 2 rail workers and 4 students were taken to the UT Medical Center near rural Metro. Fort Sanders Fire Station was the first on the scene, and 12 KFD officers in hazardous material suits are now monitoring the area. UTPD has blocked off all access to the roads, being beyond Andy Holt on the north side of the spill and Pat Summick on the east side of the spill. Neelan Drive remains open at this point and is unclear if the buildings have been evacuated. Just in, the people sent to the hospital are in fair condition and being treated for exposure by inhalation. The 2 workers have been released as James Jones and Supervisor Frank Beeman. The students' names are Curtis Hedges, Katie Bender, Hashesh Maria, and Jennifer Campbell. Curtis and Jennifer Campbell have been released. The UT Rec Center and Transportation Services and Facility Services are now being asked to evacuate. I'll update you more as soon as we know. Thank you.
Now, Emily, do we know anything about this substance, this trichloroethylene, what it is, what it does?
All we really know so far is that if it's inhaled for an extended period of time, it could be deadly. So we're definitely trying to reduce exposure and get everyone away from the spill.
Okay, well, thank you so very much. John Becker, we're once again interrupting programming to bring you the latest on that toxic spill on the UT campus. Our own James Dick is there. James, what can you tell us about this?
Well, a tanker truck containing 20,000 gallons of triglyceride has tipped over on campus across from at the CSX yard across from the T-Rex. Now, the T-Rex and the facility services and the transportation services building are currently being evacuated. Right now, they have 4 students have been submitted to the hospital as well as 2 CSX workers. The CSX workers' names are James Jones and Frank Beeman. The students' names are Curtis Hedges, Kate Bender, Hashish Samur, and Jennifer Campbell. The chemical trichloroethylene is used to extract vegetable oils from plants and is non-flammable. Right now, they're saying the chemical is currently in liquid form, but some of it has become a gas. When inhaled, the gas can cause cardiac arrhythmia and can cause symptoms similar with being drunk. Other symptoms include eye, nose, and throat irritation, as well as nausea and vomiting. Fire Chief Robert Keys has reported that 12 KFD officers using hazmat suits are attempting to clean the chemical using sand. More officers are currently responding to the incident.
So, let me understand this. Only those 3 buildings are currently being evacuated on the UT campus, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, that's good. We'll check back in just a few minutes.